Please be seated. Your Eminence, the Cardinals, Your Grace, the Most Reverend Philip Anyolo, Archbishop of Nairobi, the Right Reverend Charles Kasonde, Chairman of the Association of Member Episcopal Conference in Eastern Africa, and Bishop of Sulawesi Diocese, Zambia. The Most Reverend Maurice Muhatia, the Chairman of the Kenya Conference of the Catholic Bishops and the Archbishop of Kisumu. The Very Reverend Professor Stephen Gare, the Rector and Vice Chancellor of the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. Your Excellencies, Bishops and the Reverend Clergy. Your Excellencies, the High Commissioners and Ambassadors, and also Madam Bangura, my colleagues in public office, Lee Kinyanjui, Governor Sakaja, and the Principal Secretary is present. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Now that we know that there's no free lunch in Nairobi, we'll have to be very cautious on where we go. At the outset, I take this opportunity to thank the Kenya Conference of the Catholic Bishops for the gracious invitation to join you today. I congratulate the bishops on the successful hosting of the 21st Plenary Assembly of the Association of Member Episcopal Conferences in Eastern Africa, here in Nairobi. I further commend the Chairman of the Plenary Assembly Preparatory Committee, the Most Reverend Anthony Moheria, and his team for their excellent preparations culminating in this memorable ceremony. It is an honor to represent His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, at this important assembly of the Catholic Church in our region. On behalf of His Excellency, the President, the government, and the people of Kenya, I convey warm greetings and best wishes and reaffirm our heartfelt solidarity with the Catholic fraternity. Since its establishment in 1961 as the Interterritorial Episcopal Board of Eastern Africa, ETEBEA, the Association of Member Episcopal Conferences in Eastern Africa remains one of the region's premier organizations, contributing to regional integration, peace, and socio-economic development. Kenya commends the Plenary Assembly for timely focus on the pressing social, political, and pastoral realities of Eastern Africa. The special focus of this year's Plenary Assembly on youth mentorship, peace building, and governance reinforces our collective efforts to empower young people, promote good governance, and advance peace and security in the region. Unfortunately, conflicts across Africa continue to claim lives, fuel mass displacement, and deny millions of children their right to education. In the East and Horn of Africa alone, ongoing violent conflicts have today forcibly displaced over 20 million people. The United Nations estimates that as of June 2026, that is just last month, approximately 118 million children in Africa were out of school due to violent conflict and climate change emergencies. In Sudan, for example, The UNHCR reports that around 14 million people have been displaced since the war erupted in 2023, creating the world's largest displacement crisis. Nearly half of all schools are no longer operational, disrupting the education of approximately 13 million children. This has put the future of an entire generation at risk. Sudan's humanitarian crisis demands sustained collective action. I encourage the Church to join in the continued mobilization of greater international attention to the plight of the Sudanese people, especially children. At this juncture, we pay special tribute to the late His Holiness Pope Francis for his personal commitment to advancing peace and reconciliation in South Sudan. The Catholic Church remains a trusted actor in peace building across Africa, including its notable peace efforts in the Democratic Republic of Congo. In doing so, the Church perpetuates the message of our Lord Jesus Christ in John chapter 14, verse 27, often proclaimed in the Catholic liturgy, "Peace I leave with you, and my peace I give you." This is a peace that goes beyond mere absence of conflict to a deeper reconciliation, unity, and hope. Moreover, the Catholic Church has made immense contribution to our country's socio-economic development, including schools, hospitals, tertiary colleges, and institutions of higher learning. Evidently, the relationship between peace, good governance, and development is mutually reinforcing. Lasting peace is the bedrock for development and good governance. In turn, good governance sustains peace and advances equitable development, while equitable development strengthens both peace and good governance. It is difficult to advance any one of these in the absence of the others. His Excellency President William Ruto continues to spearhead equitable development across the country, to champion regional peace and security, and to place young people at the heart of the government's priorities. We welcome the focus of the 2026 Plenary Assembly on youth mentorship. It reflects our convergence of purpose to empower young people across the region to secure shared intergenerational prosperity. The Kenya government continues to empower youth through investment in education, skills development, entrepreneurship, and job creation. A key initiative is the 20 billion National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement, commonly known as NYOTA project, implemented in partnership with the World Bank. The project will empower over 800,000 young people through business grants, digital training, apprenticeships, and organized savings under the National Social Security Fund. I will leave my speech here, and I have attached a very short statistical annex outlining the government's investments in youth and education. To the young delegates gathered here today, you are the voice, energy, and future of our continent. Your participation in this assembly is a commitment to making a positive contribution to society. Let your ideas inspire innovation and your actions promote peace. Likewise, I urge you to remain morally responsible. While Kenya has recorded an overall decline in HIV infections, young people aged 15 to 34 still account for more than half of all new infections. Again, I have attached a data annex to my statement for further discourse in this plenary. I call upon our young people in Kenya and across the region to reject violence, divisive politics, and tribalism. No young and promising life should be sacrificed for political expedience. Elections will come and go, but our nation's unity, stability, and future must endure for generations to come. Effective democracy extends beyond elections to the delivery of tangible results by the elected leaders. As a recent survey by the Now Generation Network reveals, a majority of young people in Africa assess democracy not only by electoral cycles, but also by strong institutions, accountability, the rule of law, economic equity, the fight against corruption, rejection of unconstitutional changes of government, and meaningful improvements in people's lives. I encourage the youth to embrace digital technology and be our champions in AI innovation. Equally, I urge you to exercise personal responsibility online, ensuring that the social media activities safeguards rather than jeopardizes opportunities such as scholarships, visas, and employment. And I speak now wearing the official hat of Foreign Minister. We are seeing increasingly young people being denied an opportunity to further their ambitions and their desires because somewhere along the line, their social media platforms have undesirable content. Please be careful. You could lose your scholarship. You could lose your opportunity elsewhere. Even in sports recently, a young referee from the continent of Africa was denied his role in the FIFA World Cup because there was undesirable content on his social platform. So it is real. Accordingly, we appreciate the timely message of Pope Leo XIV on safeguarding humanity, promoting truth, the dignity of work, social justice, and peace in the time of artificial intelligence. Kenya looks forward to working with His Holiness in advancing shared values. The Church remains a valued partner in diplomacy. The sessional paper number 1 of 2025 on Kenya's foreign policy recognizes religious organizations as key partners in advancing Kenya's foreign policy objectives. In this regard, we thank the Apostolic Nuncios for their role in strengthening Kenya's diplomatic relations with the Holy See. Kenya has established a resident mission to the Holy See, with President Ruto appointing a practicing Catholic as our first ambassador. Notably, since the attaining of independence in 1963, Kenya has been honored by the pastoral visits of Pope John Paul II in 1980, 1985, and 1995, and Pope Francis in 2015. Likewise, President Ruto met Pope Francis during the G7 summit in Italy in June 2024. In April 2025, he traveled directly from his state visit to China to attend the late Pontiff's Requiem Mass in Vatican City. Kenya's partnership with the Catholic Church remains strong, from the highest levels of leadership to parishes across the country. As we continue to pray for the beatification of the servant of God, Cardinal Otunga, former Archbishop of Nairobi, we also celebrate the beatification of missionaries on Kenyan soil, including the Blessed Irene Stephanie, fondly known as Nyada, whose beatification in Nyeri in 2015 was the first ever held in Eastern Africa, and the Blessed Maria Carola, beatified in Meru in 2022. Finally, I commend the leadership and management of the Catholic University of Eastern Africa for successfully hosting this important regional conference. Your capacity to host high-level gatherings is contributing to Kenya's conferencing diplomacy, positioning the country as a preferred destination for meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions, commonly known as MICE. I encourage you to continue enhancing your capacities and services in tandem with Nairobi's growing role as an international diplomatic hub. As we look to the future, we remain committed to the partnership with the Catholic Church in its apostolic mission of building bridges of communion, hope, justice, and good governance for the benefit of our nation, region, and humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to walk off the podium. But let me just point out a few things. I was challenged by the governor's youthful journey. For purpose of the youth who are listening, I had my own adventure as well. I became minister in the government of Kenya at the age of 28 and a member of parliament at that age. I then became a minister for finance at the age of 33. So I helped shape the economy of this country. And I served for 5 years in that portfolio. So, you can do it. It's not impossible. For the young people, you can do it. Remain focused, remain disciplined, consult widely, be very careful, because I met a diplomat who said there's one word or one phrase young people never like hearing. And I asked, what phrase is that? And he said, just be a little patient. That simple phrase to the young people, just be a little patient. It will make a big difference in your lives and in your future. The other thing that I want to point out is that I've been asking lately, and there could be no better forum than this, that what is the economic value of peace? And I'm choosing my words carefully, because I'm not asking you about the economic value of an airport or the economic value of a road or the economic value of a new railway line. I'm asking you, young people, what is the economic value of peace? How do you quantify peace? Because we have seen with the crisis in the Middle East and in Europe, even the most beautiful airports have become ghost buildings. Even the most elaborate infrastructure cannot be utilized just because one critical ingredient is missing: peace. So, what is the economic value of peace? Here at home, perhaps I may be wrong, but in recent times, I would say that one of our most devastating moments, one of our darkest moments, was the post-election violence that ensued after 2007-8 elections. We lost 1,400 young people to violence. Violence from Goonism, violence from bullets, both ways. Politically instigated violence. I had the opportunity with others, both in opposition and in government, including President William Ruto. We spent 42 days at Serena under the chairmanship of the late Kofi Annan, the late Benjamin Mkapa of Tanzania, and Her Excellency Gracia Machel, the wife of Nelson Mandela, brokering peace in this country. And from there emerged the 2010 Constitution. From that conversation, a constitution that is today dubbed as perhaps the most progressive constitution within the region in recent times. Let us reform. Let us change. Let us build our nations. Let us bring peace. But let us avoid bloodshed. The church that I address today, you have a big footprint in the region. Open the back channels. It's a very powerful tool in diplomacy. Open the back channels. Talk to the warring and conflicting parties. Get them to sit under one roof, on the same table, and stop the violence. We rely on you. We depend on you. We cannot operate without you. We are conjoined at the hip. We just have to walk together. So I thank you all. Asanteni sana. And I now declare the 21st Plenary Assembly of the Association of Member Episcopal Conference in East Africa officially open. God bless you.